the practice of letting go. If there are things that are causing you to suffer, you have to know how to let go of them. Happiness can be attained by letting go, including letting go of your ideas about happiness. You may imagine that certain conditions are necessary to your happiness, but deep looking will reveal to you that those notions are the very things standing in the way of happiness and are making you suffer. This is a reading from You Are Here by Zen Buddhist monk and philosopher Thich Nhat Hanh. And in this practice of letting go, I want to question this idea that if only I were to learn the practice of letting go, can I find happiness and peace? And that the obstacles to finding that happiness and peace exist in my mastery of the practice. And I wonder if for you, the same way it does for me, or similar to how it does for me, does this show up a little bit as spiritual bypass? When does an instruction manual on a practice feel like an instruction manual on ignoring reality? Is it honestly true to say that my practice of letting go is the only key to unlocking the door to peace and happiness? And if only I could get there, if only I could practice it enough and in the right way, will I find it? And I think we all know that that's not entirely true, that there are obstacles to our personal practices, just like there are obstacles to our considerations of how we run our day, our considerations of the time and space we have for our own practice. So the structure of our practice is affected not just by our choices, but by the places that we exist in. So I often wonder about the spiritual readings and the text and decision fatigue. Sitting with these readings and then deciding as I read these beautiful statements on how to achieve neutrality and solidity, balance and freedom. How do I work skillfully with everything that has shown up for me in my life, in the systems that I'm a part of, to actually embody what I'm reading, to employ these tools and practices in a just way in my life, and in a way that recognizes that I am not 100% in control, but that striving towards perfection is not the solution. It's really understanding the complexity of the process is the solution. Although you don't get all that from the reading. So I think it's important to have teachers and to have Sangha and community in which you can question these things, so that you aren't felt like the weight of it all is sitting on you. That the intensity of the consequences, whether you've achieved successfully the practice or have failed at the practice, puts your peace and happiness at jeopardy and at risk. So this is what I'm thinking after meditation. And a little bit we question the reading to see how it felt in our own bodies after hearing it, to see if it felt as if there was a bit of a blame game going on, a bit of ignorance in how we choose to practice. Just thinking.